What's your prediction for the match going into it?
I have not a clue.
You know,
It would be a complete stab in the dark.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Drip or Drown or RivaL. I get to see RivaL. I mean, I've casted RivaL games way back in the day.
Yeah.
Were they part of the CSGM thing? I want to say
I don't think so. I know
Really?
I know a couple of the old staff over there.
Really?
Were involved with them a little bit as far as the managerial position goes.
I can't remember where I casted RivaL games, but it was many moons ago.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's not the same lineup. Maybe.
I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see in a second. Let's take a look. RivaL side, you've got Kuba, 4-pack, Gola, P-Trip, and Reki. Okay, I recognize Reki.
Yeah.
The other four are complete mysteries to me.
Kuba sounds familiar, but I don't think he sounds familiar from RivaL.
Okay.
Nonetheless, it looks like RivaL's actually going to be able to take that knife round, so we'll see momentarily what side they decide to pick, which I would assume it being Inferno being the CT side.
Oh, never mind. They switched sides. I blinked, and they swapped over.
They did swap. Interesting.
Yeah, well, this is actually – okay, I see where Drip or Drown is. Okay. I'm going to say this game's a 16-4.
16-4.
In favor of Drip or Drown.
Yeah,
you guys shot up Neptune of all people. I thought I saw him. I was like, is that Neptune when I was like walking around? Looks like Neptune. That's Dazzle, Thrax, and Acesta? Acesta. I'm not familiar with Acesta.
I don't. Yeah, I agree. I don't recognize Acesta, but everybody else on the side of Drip or Drown is definitely favorites over here at Mad City and favorites in general. Looks like we're going to be getting into this pistol round very soon. We have a really quick play from Team RivaL just going up the banana, but there are 3 players there from Drip or Drown to contest. That's going to be Thrax with 2 quick headshots, taking out P-Trip and Kuba before being traded out by Reki. So we're now in a 3-on-4 situation favoring the CT side. Bomb is down, but Reki's going to be able to recover that before Reki and Gola both find 2 more in favor of the T side. That's going to quickly change the advantage. It's going to put Drip or Drown now at a disadvantage. Only 2 players alive. The number 6 man, Witch, is shot up. He's rotating back towards A to try and catch the rotating Team RivaL. What an excellent fake coming out in this pistol round. Gola going to find the engagement. He's going to clip the head, a shot up, and take him down, leaving Neptune all alone in a 1-on-3. And the bomb is now planted over the A-bomb site. Inside, as a matter of fact, not even a default.
I'm not going to say it, or I am going to say it. Neptune wins these.
Neptune wins these?
Neptune's coming in hot.
All right, well, your reputation's on the line right now as he moves his way up the speedway. He's trying to sneak around, but there's going to be Reki on top of the box. Reki's going to find him and take him down. 1-0, Team RivaL takes a quick lead, winning that pistol round.
All right, all right. I'll give it to Team RivaL. As soon as Drip or Drown get rifles, though, it's going to get infinitely more difficult for Team RivaL, I'd say. So that them winning that pistol round and possibly +2 is absolutely what they need. So we're fixing game sound, ladies and gents. Apparently you guys couldn't hear it either, but we are swapping in and out of the servers to be able to fix that one. So what I'm predicting here is Team RivaL winning that pistol round. I'm treating it like as if it were Train and it's their T side, where it's so heavily CT-sided that your Ts need to win the pistol plus just to get a little bit ahead of the curve because it's going to get infinitely more difficult. Yeah. So as soon as those rifles hit the experience of Neptune, of shot up, it's going to get a little interesting. Of course, there's a lot of dark horse. I'm not going to count Team RivaL out. The only player I recognize is Reki from seasons past. But we'll get to see how those guys perform.
Yeah, I got to say, just taking a look at that pistol round and taking a look at the movement and the analysis of the play coming out from Team RivaL, it was really effective. The way that they were able to move up B, and even though they lost a couple people, they were able to equalize and actually take the man advantage, and then they decided to move around anyways. It was a really, a bright-minded fake. It was a really bright-minded way to move around the map. And if we continue to see things like that going into the rest of the game, I think we definitely have a game on our hands.
If you guys want to follow us on Twitter as well.
Right over there.
Hold on.
Right over there.
Right there. At @topical_TV and at It's Quiet. How many H's is that?
That's 4.
4 R's. Oh, sorry, 5 R's. An old website just popped into my head. 5R. That's 5Rs.com. It's an old gaming website.
Oh, yeah.
There used to be a game on there called Don't Shoot the Puppy.
Yeah. That was a great game. I really enjoyed just
really,
not doing anything.
Really hard game. Don't Shoot the Puppy. If you guys go to RRRR, that's 5Rs.com.
Yeah.
That's it. And there's a game on there that's a blast.
I'm sure, honestly, if you or if you just Google "Don't Search the Puppy," it's probably everywhere at this point.
Don't shoot the puppy.
Don't shoot the
All
puppy.
right, we have game sound, ladies and gents. The world is a better place, and it is 4 Mac-10s versus a single Galil versus Deagle's CZ and an old 5.7. Collected a little bit of dust, but Shot Up's able to brush that one off, and their defense stands pretty standard right now, other than an additional player over towards the B site. So they're leaning B right now, at least Drip or Drown are. And we'll see which way Team RivaL end up searching. They're poking and prodding through the apartments right now. and they have yet to see much of anything other than some deagles that have popped off some mere warning shots, searching for that one-piece headshot.
Yeah, look at 4-Pack here, sneaking up inside of these apartments. There is the number 7 man, which is Neptune, who seems to be aware as 4-Pack's made a little bit of noise. But if you take a look, even though we have the majority of the players as well as the bomb from Team RivaL, Dripper Drown doesn't quite know that yet, and they're still holding 3 towards B. As the smokes come out, though, from the T side, the execute is on the way, and the rotates are finally coming in. 4-Pack going to be the first one out, and he's going to catch Neptune out from behind. But actually, look at this. They're moving around. Team RivaL's going up B.
Get juked. That was a sweet smoke that lands on the upper apartments on the balcony, and then a flashbang that catches the first player. And 4-Pack is just waltzing around the site, taking his tour and upgrading his pistol. Looks like as well they'll win the B site battle as in addition to that. 4-Pack survives at 1 HP with 3 kills on board. And if he can maintain that head armor and not have to buy that into the next round, it's just bonus cash virtually. So shot up alone. The search won't find anything. The deagle for 4-Pack. 4-Pack with a 4K. And wins that fight at 1 HP on the end.
Yeah, that was actually, it was pretty impressive. I mean, nonetheless, he was able to get that shot from the right, so I guess he wasn't actually being contested with the 1 HP by shot up. But 4 kills and pulling an excellent fake is going to be great in general.
Hey, you're right. He was double teamed. I didn't notice that he was double teamed on the flank. So
Looks
4
like
shots is
we
still
dropped a player from the server, so we are going into another pause. That is Kuba on the side of Team RivaL that's dropped. So I think we're going to wait around and see what's going on over there.
Yeah. All right. So far, what we've seen from RivaL, yeah, you mentioned in the pistol round that there was a little bit of a fake, and in the second round there was a little bit of a fake. So this is good for Team RivaL, but I'm a little concerned that they're diving into the playbook a little bit unnecessarily.
A little bit early. I think I could agree with that.
Yeah. You don't need to pull out the fancy stuff when you're SMGs on on possibly a force buy. Maybe they feel like they just need to get their homework done early.
Right, and I mean, definitely everything they've done so far has been impressive, and I think especially that round that they just pulled on the anti-eco, they will be able to maybe run it once or twice more and get away with it, providing that they do it at the right time frame. It looks like Kuba is back in the server now, so we are going into an unpause. And round 3 will be starting shortly. 2 up RivaL and Dripper Drown on 5 USPs and nothing bought at all, nothing to show for it.
Yeah, it's vanilla. P250. So you got vanilla with a dash of chocolate in there, chocolate syrup. But still 3 MAC-10s, and the way they were making money, Team RivaL, where they're doing well for themselves, keeping a lot of people alive in that last round too. So they're going to end up, I don't think there's going to be more than 1 or 2 bodies dropping this round. 1 would be a stretch, I think, as well. And they'll end up having a lot of extra cash moving into after the first rifle round for Dripper Drown. So they can stand to lose a couple bodies. And 4-Pack still stacking up cash. Money in flux and in flow.
I'm really liking these smoke plays that are coming out from Team RivaL. They're jumping back and forth through the smokes, and that's the way that you should be playing with a gun like a MAC-10. They're catching the Dripper Drown guys on their pistols off guard and just grabbing quick headshots and falling back. And it looks like a shot up's going to drop from Reki, and that's going to be a 5-man alive on that anti-eco. And they're starting to build bank now.
Yeah. Another thing that's interesting is Team RivaL's flashbangs that they're using.
Yeah.
They've got some really good flashbangs. I'm really interested to see how the player that's underneath balcony on the A site is catching a flashbang. So I'm pretty sure he's safe from the chimney flash. So that flash would have to be coming down the Haycart lane. But this is going to be the first challenge. Dripper Drown have themselves the rifles plus an MP9. Grenade coming in and doing some chip damage against Gola, but that grenade could have been worse. You had a stack in that banana side with 4 players, and they still hold those MAC-10s. So it's the Team RivaL are treating this like it's a throwaway round. They're looking to do economic damage, not necessarily win the round. They just want to make sure that there's 3 rifles at least on the ground at the end of the round. And they push into the B side. A beautiful Molotov actually that hits the upper boost position. We'll explain that in a second, but it's a 3-on-3 actually, and the bomb's going to get planted. Player into the backside of the construction now as those SMGs are being upgraded to an M4 as well.
Yeah, excellent plays coming out. Excellent take from the side of Team RivaL. We do have a 3-on-3, and we do have Gola burning alive, but he's going to be able to get out of it just in time. This retake is completely on. Dazzle sneaking his way up through the construction area, not quite able to find anybody. Neptune from the side, he's not going to be able to do anything, but Acesta will be able to trade out Gola in response. Reki with 1, Dazzle with 1. Reki alone in a 1-on-1 against Dazzle. He's down. He's playing this perfectly, as a matter of fact, and Recky's going to be able to take him out 4-0, and Team RivaL with the bit of a throwaway round, they're still able to take it away.
That's amazing, and you can see the money reflecting on that for Team RivaL's side. So this dark horse team that I was talking about is actually putting up some great numbers so far.
Yeah,
so
take
you can
a look at the
the
scoreboard.
cash. 7,900, 7,300 for 4-pack and Recce respectively.
Both at 7 and 1. The rest of the team, they're trailing a little bit behind, but overall, great showing from those two. Great showing in general, and just excellent strategy from both sides.
There's a set Molotov that they used in the previous round. So clearly, Team RivaL have done their homework. They had the Molotov that comes in that bounces off that angled wall towards CT side, and then it lands on that very narrow ledge. For planters where the CTs boost up. It lands on that, so they can't hide from there. So that just gives more power to the CT smoke that's there. You don't have to worry about somebody having an angle over the top of that. And we lose our first body. It's just shot up. This is a round that Dripper Drown really aren't expected to win so far, but already Team RivaL have got more rounds than I credited them for.
Yeah, Team RivaL, you guessed 16-4 in favor of Dripper Drown, so they're going to have to win out from here if they want to.
There's no way, not on this one, not with pistols.
Well, you never know. I mean, we've seen quite the eco rounds yesterday. That's what I'm trying to say. I got to say, Team RivaL's map control is absolutely excellent. It looks like they are going to start pushing into the B bomb site up Banana now with only one person. That's Thrax to contest. He is going to knock down Koopa to 29, but he's going to get quickly smoked off and not really have a whole lot to do. That's going to be a second smoke, as a matter of fact, come through, and Recce through the smoke, taking him down. Nice spray down coming from him. There's one player in the middle, but that's going to be a quick shot from P-Trip. Tap, tap, and Dazzle is no more. The number 7 man and the number 0 man, Neptune and Acesta, the last two alive. Acesta just hanging out with his P250 towards the CT spawn. It looks like his buddy Neptune's going to come and join him, trying to look for those exit frags, as this round is all but one for Team RivaL. Neptune going to find one.
He's going to get a suck. No, I thought he was going to get that second one. 4-pack's able to clean up those last 2 kills. And I think Team RivaL are very, very healthy. I mean, look at this. You don't 12K. See 12K
on round
the top
6.
of the 6th round. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. I'm going to assume that 4-pack has only died maybe one time. Oh, yeah. One death.
One death. 9 and 1. Recce 9 and 2. Excellent showing from these two thus far as we move into round number 6. Dripper Drown, they're going to have to start editing their setup a little bit and figure out what is causing them to keep getting dunked on. They're going to try and get a little bit more aggressive towards Banana this time, but 4-pack's going to be right there. Shotup's going to be able to find 2 before Recce trades him out. Make that a 3rd as well onto P-Trip. So that's exactly what they needed to do. They're now at a 4-on-2 situation. Dripper Drown looking to close this one out. Gola and Kuba trying to drag their team back into this one. Minute and a half left. They do have bomb control, and they have a little bit of utility to work with, but they have a long road ahead of them.
Just early presence at Banana. It wasn't even an aggressive push. It was just both. It's where the meeting point was between both teams. And Dripper Drown came favorably into that one, which is all that they could really ask for. But it was a little risky. Shot up was dropped down to 15 HP and sprayed down 3 players. And then it's just cleanup from there on out. They just sweep across the map, searching for territory and searching for the T's. And they get it. So Dripper Drown onto the board for the first time, and it forces Team RivaL to just start to touch that 401K that they've been saving up so far. They should be able to buy up another round after this if they do lose this as well, relying on 4-pack's $8,000 that he's sitting on. Plus, they'll end up with 2 rounds of loss bonus, plus or minus a bomb plant. They'll be fine in the next round, I believe. So Dripper Drown still have a little bit of legwork to go, and they're going to do the same thing, trying to contest this top Banana presence, and that's an angle that's present. It looks like the op was peering up over top of the logs. And I would say that your B defender there is lucky to be alive for the time being. But they're in a pretty standard setup as far as Dripper Drown are concerned right now. But they have 2 players doubled up on towards arch side. So I believe they're playing in the bait situation between the 7 and the 0 player, Acesta and Neptune.
Acesta opening frag onto P-Trip with the ringing out of that AWP. It looks like RivaL, they're trying to kind of sneak their way up the middle and see if they're able to find anything. So that's going to be his defensive smoke coming out, and that's going to delay them a little bit longer. We're already 50 seconds into this round. We got a minute left to play with, so plenty of time. But
see, there's the bait. That op from Acesta fired off on the arch side, and they've left Neptune here. Now, there was a CT smoke that came out, which kind of erases the whiteboard as far as Team RivaL's mindset has gone. So I don't know if that's going to be useful again, but the way Dripper Drown have played that was fine. It actually turns their tide towards the B site now because they don't want to play against that op.
And this is a smart play coming out from RivaL to rotate over, but I don't think they've quite done it fast enough as Neptune is onto them. He's starting to sneak his way up the speedway. He's kind of sort of moving his way back Not exactly sure yet, but the execute is live. We've got Shot Up and his buddy Thrax to contest. Shot Up and Thrax are both going to find one before. Oh. It all happened. It all happened. It all went down. Gola burns him alive after the round, but 5-2 Dripper Drown takes it off with a gun of Shot Up.
Ace. Oh, it's Ace. Thrax is Dapper.
Got it.
Acesta is just Ace.
Okay.
Is that the Rise Nation United Ace? It must be. All right. Has a United next to his name. Putting 2 and 2 together. Casters aren't the smartest of people in the world.
Reki, he's going to be moving quick up this banana area. Shot Up was going to try and contest and get aggressive again, but he's going to choose to just smoke that off and fall back. Look at Reki, though. He's getting on top of these. He's going to move his way over. Nobody's peeking just yet. He's not able to find Dapper or Shot Up at the moment. Shot Up, look at here up on top of the flower box.
We've seen the Molotov that comes in here. I would love to actually see this from Shot Up's perspective, to watch that molly bounce off that wall if they do execute into the B site. So RivaL are stacked. Conga line getting ready. Here comes the smokes in. I want to see this Molotov bounce off that wall. It doesn't seem to come. There's going to be some smokes in, a lot of smokes. So Shut Up's not pushed off this, but they jump right into the presence, right into the open arms of Dapper. In fact, four-pack hits his teammate. Knocks Reki out, and Shut Up remains in the water, but he can't quite find the last player that was sneaking into the smoke, turning and coughing. Kuba will plant the bomb. Now Kuba is still contesting here against Dazzle, wrapping on this edge. Expect him on the off angle. He does not, as Kuba swings out a little bit wider. And I think Dripper Drown are about to lose another round. They can't stand to have their economy reset. Ace is in a 1v1 against P-Trip now, and the bomb is ticked about halfway through its cycle. Ace goes for the AK, not hhis most comfortable weapon. He much prefers the AWP, but in a 1v1, he needs a little bit of extra fluidity. He'll re-smoke this angle, and that puts P-Trip in a little bit of an awkward position, whether he has to push this smoke or not. P-Trip pokes out, and Ace takes that clutch, but I think the bomb is far too long gone. He won't even survive.
6-2, RivaL take the round. Excellent play from Ace, just not quite fast enough as we move into round number 9, excuse me. That's the economic reset for Dripper Drown. We are going to see an M4 buy quickly from Dazzle, which is a little bit interesting considering we have Shot Up at 1,800 and a couple people at about 2,000 each. They are going to go for the force here, which I guess is a relatively sound decision for the most part. We got MP9, CZ, 5-7.
Nobody survived on RivaL's side, so Dripper Drown recognized that their economy is just as fragile as their own right now.
Yeah.
So the eco reset's painful for Dripper Drown.
That's not going to matter.
They try to take a little bit of an aggressive edge, and it looks like Ace might try to retake this one as well. He wants to recover that M4. He's got it.
But he's got 8 HP to show for it, too, so it might not have been a very even trade. Already a man advantage on the side of Team RivaL. They're playing phenomenally, this T side. The number 7 man is actually going to be the first one to contest. Neptune's going to find one, but Reki's going to respond quickly. So now 4-on-3. RivaL still in the lead, and Ace, the only one to contest with only 8 HP. He is going to be able to dig down 4-pack before getting traded out, so I guess he's done his due diligence the best that he could. But a 2-on-4, a 5-7, and an SMG trying to retake against 4 rifles is not very likely.
This is a bitter pill to swallow, and it looks like they're going to accept their fate. If they had M4s or FAMAS or even like a UMP, it'd be an easy save call. But the head arm, oh man, is that the old 5-7?
I think almost. It looks like it. Shot Up, he's going to be able to find one. Kuba's not going to let that reign of terror happen any longer, though. And it looks like actually from the backstab, 4-pack all the way back in T-spawn will take, who did we say Thrax was? Dapper?
Yeah.
Dapper.
That's, I would have liked to see those guys save the head armor, most importantly.
Right.
The 5-7 could have been handed over to a teammate, and you could bought another 5-7 or a P250 if you want. And the same story with the MP9. And you could end up with kind of like a pseudo force buy, but it was more of like grandfathered money coming into the next round. So right now they're just running straight down mid. And the T's have already gotten themselves into a defensive position, so you're not going to be able to find too much with a T that's in the tunnel, and you've got T's that are watching over his head. If they had managed to get down there and with the aid of a grenade, not only could the grenade do damage, but also the smoke from that grenade as it dissipates allows the CTs to go from top mid to at least halfway down mid. And that's going to give the USPs and the P250s a little bit extra more punching power through those guys. So,
right.
But it was kind of a round that Dripper Drown knew they were going to win. They were just looking to get it over and done with, and back into the meat and potatoes of having all 5 M4s.
Yeah, no AWP on the CT side, unfortunately, and on a map like Inferno, it's something we really want to have. They're going to be moving their quickly up the banana, Team Rival. Not able to find anybody. It looks like Drip or Drown, they're getting away from that aggressive play they had a little bit earlier. They gave them a little bit of success and choosing for a passive hold yet again. We do have the #1 man from Team Rival, Kuba, sneaking his way through these apartments, and he might be able to find somebody out pretty soon. That would be Neptune, if anybody. He depends on how aggressive he decides to get, but that's going to be a defensive Molotov. It's going to knock him down 10%. Push him off at least for a few more seconds. Minute 10 on the clock. And not a whole lot of activity from either side right now. They have a little bit of information. They knew that Kuba was in the apartments, but he isn't any longer. They know that there's at least one person towards A, obviously.
Rival are controlling this so well.
Yes.
They are. It's more of an economic read. So they played slow into this round, knowing that the utility wasn't all that great for Drip or Drown's side, but the rifles are still good. They have to be worried about that. Thrax on the high side of this has an M4 at second oranges, but Ace is doing all the legwork on the front end through the smoke even.
Dapper.
So Dapper, yeah, just an easy one, just absolutely concrete in his shoes.
And he is able to collect
stared
the
it
AWP
down
too.
From the beginning to the end, just almost baiting his teammate out.
Round number 12 coming in shortly, 8-3. Drip or Drown able to pull that one out, so they have a little bit of money to work with. Dapper able to collect that AWP last round, and he's going to toss that over to Ace. And look at this, Kuba, he's only on a CZ75. That's a little bit interesting. I thought they had a little bit more economy than they did, but it looks like they're going to be moving their way just up to middle. And Team Rival, they've been doing so, whoa, P-Trip headshot, but Team Rival's been doing so well thus far with just map control in general. Two players on the side of Drip or Drown. We're quickly in a 4-on-5 as Ace goes down, and that's the AWP dropped. Two players towards the Boulder side, two players towards B, and Team Rival all over the place, taking a commandeering position on this map.
Man, I mean, to expand on that last round, Team Rival were playing slow. I know they even lost that round, but still, Drip or Drown's economy was able to get rifles, but not all that much utility. So the fact that they played slower just means that they have a bead on where the money sits for Drip or Drown every step of the way.
Take a
so
look
now
at
they're
this
going to do
play.
a pulse pop. Dazzle's blinded, but still Neptune from underneath. He didn't expect him to land on his head and stop his downward momentum. He gets Goomba stomped by 4-pack, and it's that instant save call that we were flirting with that idea before. But that last time they had head armor plus pistol and a MP9. But now that they've got rifles, they've got to find some shelter.
Got to find some shelter. They have to find some way to get back into this game. They're 5 rounds. It's about to be 6 rounds down. And like you said, the favorite for you, at least, Drip or Drown, to take this game. They're coming up lackluster thus far.
I'm actually super impressed with Team Rival. Wherever they stand, main or open, or I'm sure they're dominating it.
Wow.
They're virtually taking United plus Neptune.
Yeah, absolutely insane.
And showing them how it's done.
Yeah, and especially on a side like T-side Inferno, which is not an easy side to string rounds together like this on. They are up 9-3 with a commanding lead, and they dropped both of those rifles that were trying to be saved, so we're going to see a full
This
save.
map is very balanced. I mean, 9-6 is still in the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, it could go CT or T-side, whichever way. At this level of gameplay as well, you add in the fact that there's not as much consistency, so you don't see the same repetitive performances. Right. When you get to the super high levels in the Pro League and the Mountain Dew Leagues, you end up in who makes the first mistake or who makes the most mistakes. At this level of gameplay, it's who makes the standout performances. So players that have been standing out tonight, like Shot Up, like 4-pack, those guys can make the differences.
Yeah, they've been a little bit lackluster this game. They've been making their performances here and there, but they definitely are going to need to step up just a little bit more if they want to pull their way back together. 4-pack, by the way, has been absolutely phenomenal for the entirety of this half. We're in round number 13. Dazzle and Ace both able to find one, and the Dapper is going to be able to find 2 as well. So all of a sudden, this round's falling apart, and the eco round, but P-Trip's going to be able to find 2. Burning alive, Dazzle in, fighting the head of Thrax. So Ace and P-Trip 1-on-1. Ace with an AK-47 is sneaking his way through, though.
I think he may have been hurt. A fresh CT smoke came from the chicken, it looked like, even. So I believe P-Trip, he'll know exactly what to do.
They're on top of each other.
Now they realize it's taken way too long to get through that smoke, and they both whiff. Ace is hurt, but P-Trip's still healthy, and he's able to reposition himself all the while. He's a 10-second defuse at this point. He's going to rely entirely on that Molotov. Maybe P-Trip thinks, it's been too long. It's not on the bomb anymore. Nice shot.
And
he doesn't
have time.
Unless there's a kit around this corner, which there's not. So another round goes the way for Team RivaL. Die. He's dead.
I mean, nonetheless, that was
so
basically a full eco round. There were a couple CZs.
Yeah, that's the second time the bombs detonated in the process of being defused. You know, that's how close 2 of those rounds have been. So if you shave those 2 rounds to the other side, that's an 8-5 as it stands, and the impact that those rounds could have had.
Yeah.
So if Drip or Drown just had a little bit of a faster retake or had kits in that situation, then it's not only 8-5, but it's even worse than that. I think the game would be virtually tied. So Drip or Drown, even though they're down 7 rounds, this game's a little bit closer than it looks like. It's slightly deceiving.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, taking a look at that opening shot from Shot Up, 4-pack is their response towards the A-bomb site onto assess to those. They're trying to move their way around. That was absolutely just dirty from 4-pack again. Through the box, going to find the head of Neptune. So we're now in a 3-on-4 Drip or Drown, trying to find a way to get back in. They do have 3 M4s in. Dapper's going to be the first one to open up on this retake onto Gola, so 3-on-3 now. Dapper not going to be able to find a second P-trip with a nice headshot going out on a hit, so we're now in a 3-on-2. Shot Up is actually boosting up his buddy Dazzle, but Dazzle's going to get knocked down to 4 HP, and with approximately 23 HP between the 2 of them, they're going to run away and save, which is the only call to make at this point.
If they had a little bit more health, maybe they'd think about a retake, and that retake would rely on having a very quick entry kill, because they don't have kits. So if they don't get that first entry kill right out of the gates, like if your Ts are really disciplined and they stay up in the apartments and they stay somewhere deep on site, then it'd be another save call. So say 2 out of 3 times you end up in a save there, even if the CTs are healthy. But saving these rifles, that would have been
sad.
I mean, you had enough money on your T side, especially with it coming into the 15th round, to not care.
Yeah.
You know, swing that race car, peek that corner, and hunt. But 11-3 did not see this one coming by any means.
Well, I think MP9, 2 FAMASs, and 2 M4s on the side of Drip or Drown. It's a doable round, but it's going to be difficult for them. They're definitely going to have to put together a very impressive T-side showing to be able to put their way back into this game. But they're really hoping for this last round for that guaranteed gun round next half, provided they lose the pistol. Minute 30, and we have players from Team RivaL all over the place. They've just been commandeering, like I said, the map control of this map. MP9 from Dapper going to be the first to open up onto Gola. And that's going to be in man advantage, so they're getting off to a strong start. Kuba's real close, but I don't think he's aware that Dazzle is sitting on top of the... He's not. He finds him. 4-pack's going to trade him out. 3-on-4. Drip or Drown still in the hot seat to win this round. Reki and his buddy P-Trip towards B. Reki's going to find one through the smoke, and Shot Up's going to get knocked down to 14. Neptune's going to be able to find 4-pack from the pit, and that's going to actually, once again, put the man advantage to Drip or Drown. Shot Up going to be able to find one. He might be able to find Reki, too, and that's a nice one-tap headshot to end the half. 11-4. That's exactly what Drip or Drown needed.
You don't, I mean, credit to the one-tap, but it's when the half ends or the game ends.
Yeah.
It's like it makes it look that much cleaner. It looks confident.
Yeah.
But
he definitely was going to spray for
it.
Well, we can pretend. We
can pretend that was super confidence. And he only had 1 bullet in the magazine, and he was.
Listen, nonetheless,
he was doing a scream through the apartments.
Regardless of the fact that he might have been spraying, he still did hit him with the first shot.
Right. Do you remember that game, Scream through the B apartments on Mirage? And he only has 1. I think Bardolph was casting that. He's like, you only got 1 bullet.
And then he jumps out. Yeah,
it just taps him.
Yep.
It's disgusting. All right, so 11-4. We go into the second half, and Shot Up screaming. He's cruising for a bruising. Reki's able to absolutely destroy him, and a nice shot from 4-pack as well. He's been performing all night. And it's Drip or Drown into the site, but the CTs are, at this point, ready to accept them. You're spamming through the wall with a Glock. I think 4-pack has a full set of 9mm teeth, and the last one's going to be the coup de grace. A 2-on-2 right now. The CTs have sight. They have no kit, however, unless it's over here for destruction. They would want to be able to recover that. Neptune on that one puts it all up to P-Trip right now. Still on site, still hunting and searching. He wants to pick up that USP on the ground. I'm not sure why. He's got a USP in hand, not like it needed reloaded or anything. And Drip or Drown pick up the pistol. Much needed one at that. At least gives them a little bit of elbow room. Like if they're on an airplane right now and they're in the middle seat.
Right.
And you've got Shot Up on your left. And well, actually, you got P-Trip on your left and 4-pack on your right.
Yeah.
Like right now, Drip or Drown just elbowed them both and made a little bit of space.
Yeah. Well, Petra from the middle with a nice opening headshot onto Ace. That is probably one of the best scout shots I've seen all game, as a matter of fact, regardless of how
yeah, Petra just shoved his elbow right into the into this kidneys.
He just knocked Reki to the side. He knocked him off of the chair. We are going to get a quick response onto Ace, or excuse me, onto Reki from Dapper with the MAC-10. And equalized frags, minute 20 left on the clock, plenty of time to work with. P-Trips, he snuck his way with this scout towards B. And Dripper Drown, they're just trying to figure out where they want to go at this point. It's starting to stack up towards middle. It's looking like it's going to be an A hit, and there's 2 players from the CT side sitting inside of the apartments, but the site itself is pretty clear.
2 defenders in the apartments on this A site quietly. Yeah.
Kuba's sneaking around.
There's the smoke from Moto. Neptune's threw the smoke on brackets. And they're going to wrap B. But, I mean, your B defenders are going to know this. Now they're going to wrap A. Just a little bit of a veggie wrap.
Yeah, I like this play. I like Kuba with the deagle. They know that they're on rifles.
You heard that, Dazzle, a couple times. Come on now. They
He's
wrapped
still
the A
inside.
site. Dazzle's got that kill and leaves Kuba alone. But Kuba just needs to stay alive. You don't need to peek any of this right now. Play for the retake with your team or be a god. 1 tap onto shot up.
Yeah, Shotup's got to be salty
site.
about that
And
one.
here comes the cavalry, slowly but surely. Neptune's here to receive and execute. Gola alone now. He's arch side. No chance to win this round, but a chance to get a couple kills. And it's just more MAC-10 cash.
Not going to happen. Anti-eco goes in the favor of Dripper Drown, as is expected, and this lead is slowly getting chipped away. 11-6 now your score as we move into round number 18, and we have P250 and 4 USPs on the side of Team RivaL, so definitely probably a pretty quick drop.
So I'm looking at this. I've got a scratch off ticket for like the back of my coffee cup to see if I get another free coffee behind it, and none of the scratch-off scratched off. I scratched through the paper. I'm impressed.
Did you use a coin?
I did. You're just going to scratch a bigger hole. Anyways, it's pistols versus unarmored pistols at that against MAC-10s with armor. I'm surprised Kuba's able to even get Neptune. But death by 1,000 cuts is good enough. A couple more cuts.
This is unreal.
So it's 2 on 3 and still an opportunity to do more damage, especially with Kuba recovering an AK here. A flashbang into the B side is going to keep Reki stationary. And Kuba's going to find another kill. There's plenty of guns to recover, and they know that this A side's clean right now, considering the long flank from Kuba and Reki being over towards the B site.
They are going to get that
But
bomb
they split. This is
interesting.
I
I'm not
always
sure
say
why
it.
they split up.
I always say it. If you're going to lose an anti-eco round, it's by splitting up your forces. But it's too late at this point, you know? There's plenty of guns already on the ground. The fact that Shot Up and Dazzle's split is water under the bridge.
Yeah,
you
and
have
to be
win
honest,
your duels.
when
they're
you
going
look
to
at
call
it, RivaL is, I'm surprised RivaL isn't going for this, as a matter of fact, because they have the gun advantage and the HP advantage.
So,
No armor, I guess.
Well, there's no armor, but they're going to have rifles in the next round anyway. Reki picking up a Molotov, it's worked towards their utility, you know. Taking a look at their cash, Reki and Kuba,
We've
2 rounds of loss bonus. Oh, they're not going to have.
It's going to be 3 rounds,
Oh, yeah, they're gonna have
$2,400
rifles
coming
anyway.
in, so they'll have rifles next round no
But
matter what.
now they can get an op.
They can get it off.
Kuba
and
would have to
everybody
buy
can
the
get full
op,
utility,
but he would have to forego his armor. So it's 5 rifles and armor and utility. Okay.
There you go.
They were just short of being able to sneak an op through.
Yeah, it was only a couple $100. That's
Yeah, because you don't
unfortunate.
need the head armor.
Yeah. Round number 19 coming in, 11-7 as Dripper Drown picks up yet another one. But this is the first gun round of the half coming in. Team RivaL on 5 rifles, 2 AK-47s, 2 M4A4s, and an M4A1S. And we still got 2 people on Dripper Drown with SMGs. We got Dazzle on the MAC-10 and Shot Up on the MP7. Check a look at 4-pack here. He's up on top of this. Kuba, he's trying to push his way through the apartments. It's not going to work out for him. He's going to take a quick 40 damage. From the 3 players from Dripper Drown who are moving their way inside of the apartments.
They're going to wallbang it.
They should,
Hit
but I don't think they will.
Do they have I know there's a MAC-10 and an MP9 in there. Maybe it's just not enough firepower. I don't know. Yeah, there's no AKs in the apartments yet.
Oh.
So they're going to try and split on this site through Boiler and through the apartments. Here's P-Trip paired up with 4-pack on a crossfire, but they don't expect Neptune to just wildly jump out past Kuba, who was responsible for holding that balcony. And he, too, will fall under the pressure. And now your B team, Gola and Reki, are going to have to come think about a retake.
It's definitely a doable situation. It's only a 2-on-3. They both have rifles, and they both have a flashbang to work with. It looks like Reki is trying to find a way through his smoke. He seems to know that Ace is there, but he's not able to find him. And Ace through the smoke with the AWP shot. Absolutely incredible. Bomb still yet to be planted. And Gold is just going to pull off and try and save it, looks like.
Yeah, why isn't that bomb planted?
Yeah, I think it was down towards T.
Oh, was it? Okay, sometimes when a team is thinking about hunting, they will, if they secure the site well enough, but I mean, you need more bodies than 3 bodies to do this, is they'll start to at least take some map control before think about planting the bomb, and then start hunting. Against CT side, that actually has a lot of value to it because your weapons are more expensive. It's just, and you don't have extra source of income with bomb plants. But they only do a temporary little peek and prod, and that's probably because Dripper Drown's economy and the lead is you need to incubate that egg. Dripper Drown. They need to protect their economy rather than hunt for a single M4.
Yeah, Dripper Drown, they've been winning rounds, but correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure that the economy is super strong just yet, and they could definitely work to build it up a little bit more. I think I just ate my words. Dazzle was at 9,200 before having to rebuy, and we still have shot up at 73, make that 25. So
it's a good economy, but it's not as strong. It's not as strong as RivaL's was.
They barely have rebuy potential, but it's a rebuy potential nonetheless. If they wound up losing this round, we do have 4 AK-47s and an AWP, full utility, and head armor on everybody. So
interesting,
nice shot.
Super interesting actually, because that single M4 baited the rest of the team to make the call to go for a force buy. I mean, it doesn't bait the whole team, it baits the in-game leader to say, all right, let's buy up into this. And they're buying into the firepower of an AWP in play for Ace. And he's taken the first 2 bodies and 2 big bodies at that. Gola flashbanged after being forced up front, and they're taking him at range. Ace is still ever present at mid. Anybody that shows their face over there is de-steroid. Now, Reki could recover a weapon, but it would be through the smoke. And you only lose 1. Not a big deal. And you have the 11-9 scoreline now, and Dripper Drown are finding their stride.
Yeah, pulling their way back into it. Had a little bit of a weak CT side, but definitely doing well. That was what, round number 5 for the half? Yeah, because 15, we're on 21, so round number 5 for the half. Yeah, they haven't dropped one yet, and we have yet again another force buy coming out from Team RivaL. They do. It's pretty clean this time. They only have 1 FAMAS and pretty good utility for the most part. They were able to get that AWP out on P-Trip.
Must have only been like a little bit of a half buy in that last round. I thought they invested a little heavier into that, which would have hamstrung them in this round. But the fact that they're able to get enough utility, especially the smokes and incendiary grenades for the CT side, you need those on this map, especially in your retakes. But if you can hold them too, executing within 20 seconds left on the round, then you've done your work as far as CT utility is concerned. So they boost 1 up on top of the porch. Dazzle's now clearing his way across here.
And 4-Pack is aware. He hears them moving around in there, so he knows that they're about to come
Nobody's helping him, though. He's got a player on. Oh, wow. Has he hit any of those? I didn't. Yeah, there's no pen. He was right on the button, but there must be no pen through there. Now they wall bang through. He panics. He was safe, but he drops down to 36. That's the power of having the spam, the AK power through that wall. And they start off on a good foot.
Yeah, I mean, they're not exactly aware that they knocked 4-Pack down to 36, but nonetheless, very effective.
They'll see the blood. They'll see the blood on the wall.
They'll see
someone
the blood
wraps
on the
around
wall
boiler.
Eventually. Yeah. It looks like they're getting set up for an A-take. They're bringing the bomb in. There are 3 people to contest. 4-Pack from the archway and 2 people sitting inside of the pit, so it's definitely a doable hold from the side of Team RivaL. Dazzle, he's going to take that opening peek, but he's not going to catch anybody out just yet. Molotov going into the pit. That's going to force out one of the CT players. P-Trip with the AWP going to find Dapper. Neptune going to find 4-Pack in response. Shot up going to find Kuba, and that's going to be a 3-on-4. Dripper Drown taking the lead and taking the site. P-Trip going to fall off with the AWP, and looks like we're calling for another force save.
3 will be able to buy 2 here. Not bad, but this lead that you earned in the first half is being dominated. Because you see Team RivaL started the game off with 5 rounds in a row, and now Dripper Drown are going to get the 6th in a row. So they've asserted their dominance. But I'm very impressed with Team RivaL so far in this game. But what can they do to change their CT defense right now? Probably shore up a little bit over towards A.
Yeah.
Need a little bit of extra help over there. So whether that means typically you play 2-1-2, and that one
Right.
player is already playing arch side, so he's virtually on that A side anyway.
Right.
But that's your offer. Oh, and they've just lost it with the inability to recover that op. Oh no.
Team
Okay.
RivaL.
Now what do you do?
Now they're in trouble.
You needed that op.
That op was the lifeblood of this force buy that was about to come in. It looks like they're going to do it anyways. They're going to put 4-pack on a UMP and Kuba on a Mag 7, so that's going to be an interesting play. I hope he takes that towards the apartments. He's been playing towards A side, though, so I'd imagine that's likely. 4 players from Dripper Drown, they're going to move their way up alt mid, and they're going to just continue to take the A side map control like they've been doing the rest of the game, or the entirety of the game, I should say. All 3 players, look at this, though. Team RivaL, they're inside of the apartments. They're trying to trade some shots.
Actually, I'm surprised they're even thinking about apartments right now. They know they took the op out of the game. Go somewhere with a longer angle. Take mid control, take bracket control, and wrap A, something like that. Instead of playing these point-blank angles against teams that have, well, they don't know that there's a shotgun, but you know that you've hamstrung their economy. And Dazzle's going to come up here and try and get some repercussions against the apartment play. Neptune's going to join in. The CTs, however, evacuated and been evicted out of the apartments, but it does force Dripper Drown to start a man down.
Kubo with the shotgun, he's going to take down Neptune. P-Trip's going to find the head of
Get out
Dazzle.
of those apartments. It's too late now.
I'm not. After you, I hadn't thought about it, but after you had mentioned that you're definitely correct in the fact that it's odd that Dripper Drown even thought that apartments would be anywhere that they should go at any point after dropping that AWP, because they know that there's going to be a force buy or pistols, and either way, that's not going to be a good angle to try and take with SMGs or pistols.
Well, so they had some time to play with. About 45 seconds left. They both split up and hunted for frags. They got a kill each. Ace gets another one. It's suddenly 2-on-2. Ace needs to be concerned about pushing this with a knife out. He strafes! The air strafe is perfect, and Kuba cannot correct for it. 15 seconds is plenty of time to be able to plant the bomb, and this 2v5 is suddenly turned 2v1. But both are limping.
19 HP between the two of them. That's not going to matter, though, because Dapper does have an AWP, and he's playing that from the pit. Reki, he's going to be moving his way. It looks like through the apartments, he does have time to work with, and if he's able to find this AWP, it's practically over.
So this is kind of, there's Bogdan's Law, but now do you call this land dodge law?
Land dodge law?
I'll take it. They split, too, so you have one on site and then one deep in pit. They're so wounded, they might have to go down with the ship here. If you don't go down with the ship, you give Reki a little bit of a look, but they stay long enough.
Yeah, Dapper threw the AWP away. He knows he's going to die. Ace is going to find Reki, and they're all dead.
Yeah. They go down with the ship. That's the thing. You're such low HP, you would have to evacuate the site earlier. But by evacuating the site earlier, you give them a chance to retake.
But it's all right, because when you take a look, that's their 7th round in a row. Look at the economy here. We had 12,000 before Shot Up bought. We have 14,000 just about on Ace. They can afford to drop those weapons. We have a pause coming in. I'm not quite sure what this is. My guess would be a tactical pause from Team RivaL.
They need to change something. We were talking about it on their CT side. What do they need to change? And when we were having that conversation, it's when they had an op and 2 rifles in play, but they lost the op before that round even started, like right at the last second of the conclusion of a round. So what can they do now with 4 M4s and a FAMAS? They could have bought an op if 4-pack found a $50 bill on the ground. That's how close it is.
I think actually it looks like we're going to get a drop for Dripper Drown, so that's probably the reason for that pause. But I think what RivaL has to do, because they've been playing very standard the entirety of their CT side, you know, the 3-2 hold, or the 2-1-2, I guess you could call it as well, with the AWP when they have it, playing towards our side, 3 people towards the A site, 2 on B. I think what you got to switch it up somehow. I think doing something a little bit interesting, maybe pushing a couple people down Banana, because Dripper Drown hasn't been nearly as aggressive towards Banana as they were during the first part of this half.
Yeah. I don't know. Would aggression pay off? We have seen them play in the apartments, which they didn't overstay their welcome. I think that's a smart way to play it, but I think that was actually Dripper Drown's mistake.
Yeah.
Was playing into apartments to begin with.
I agree.
So what can you do? A team like Rise Nation used to play when Jonji was on board.
Right.
Jonji was responsible for pushing down Banana, and they would throw a deep smoke to the bottom of Banana, and they would own that piece of territory for probably the first 30, 40 seconds would be a stretch that would require a second smoke. to secure all that territory down there, but I don't know. I'm actually not seeing much. You're right, it's one-dimensional, it's a rinse-repeat, but I actually don't see a way to play that's going to be functional against Ace's op and all the rifles capability you have with Neptune and Dapper and Dazzle.
I think the issue that they have is they're not taking any map control towards the beginning of the round. While being aggressive might be risky, I think it's the only thing that they can really do at this point to try and pull themselves back into this game. When they're giving the entirety of Banana and the entirety of second mid and the entirety of middle just to the T side without doing anything, they have no idea what's happening until it's already happening, and they're not able to rotate and they're not able to read the T team effectively.
Interesting. I mean, the rounds are playing slow, like Inferno typically does, and that's usually when the rounds play slow. It's because the CTs have at least map control of what they should own.
Right.
They're not aggressive in taking more bites of the map that they don't necessarily inherit typically. But I mean, that last one we saw the bomb getting planted with 14 seconds left, but they lost a 2v5.
Yeah.
That's why'd you lose a 2v5? I don't get it.
Yeah, that's the other issue is. I think after losing so many rounds in a row, their morale is kind of shot. And they really, with this pause, hopefully they're able to switch the momentum a little bit, maybe get a couple more rounds on the board. I mean, they're only 5 away from winning the game. We are still in a tied game. It's very, very close.
11 up.
11-11.
So they favor their smokes, but they only get so many mollies for CT side. And we've lost audio again, just letting production know. Wait, no, there it is. Maybe everybody had some sneakers on. I didn't hear them.
I think Reki was walking, and there was just no grenades going on.
I didn't even hear the birds in the background.
You could hear. I think you could hear the fountain. No? I'm not sure.
I'm sure Chad will back me up on that. Anyways, we'll see what ends up happening with the timeout. Sometimes, even though it wasn't a technical timeout, teams are going to try and out-level their opponents. It's like our game of rock paper scissors.
Right.
They've been throwing rock 5-6 times in a row. Are they going to change their pace and throw their paper instead?
I mean, what you're looking at right now from this setup, I don't think so. It looks like they're going to stick to their default and they're just going to try and push through, which I definitely think is the wrong decision. I think when you're losing rounds and rounds in a row, you got to do something risky and see if it pays off.
Dripper Drown need their number 9 player to make a move. He needs to go up into the B site and give pressure there to think about getting the rotators off the A site. But instead, these guys are, I mean, since they're not being contested, they're freely walking up. The Molotov throws Kuba way back into the pit, and Neptune pairing up with Shot Up for a couple more kills, but P-Trip sprays down 2. Looks for the 3rd, and he's connecting, and so that at least gives the possibility of the retake. The guys coming off the B side, Gola and Reki, still a little bit undergunned and underutilized, but comparatively so, it's fine. Neptune's got the land dodge law.
Right. I'm getting extremely frustrated watching Team RivaL because while they're getting better at holding this A side every time, this is the same hold, or this is the same execute from Dripper Drown over and over and over again. And they're continually failing because they're not altering for it. Neptune's going to find Reki, and Gola is going to get dropped by Dapper from behind.
Climb.
But they're losing to the same A execute over and over from the apartments, two Molotovs from apartments and boiler. Push out Kuba from pit. They drop, Kuba gets shot at from boiler, and then the apartments man kills him. They jump out and they kill the guy on site every single time. P-Trip made a play there. He dropped 3, but they're just, it's methodical. It's the same thing over and over again.
I think Launders recovers that all.
Yeah.
Movement was janky going up that hay cart.
We'll see.
Got to be clean. It is a 4 Famai. Famous Amos. Yeah, the Famai are showing their ever-presence, and you still get Dripper Drown going into the apartments, and yeah, Kuba saw shoulder.
Yeah, Kuba knows he's there. Here in that jump shoot, he's going to be able to find Shot Up, so that's a good opening pick. That's what RivaL needs. They're now losing for, what is it, the first time this entire game, I think?
Yeah, yes, indeed they are. And you see Dripper Drown learn their lesson. All right, let's put somebody in the apartments. Okay, they're still there. Yeah. They know how to play their apartments correctly. You didn't have somebody that's up on the T-bridge way back to the apartments to watch that window.
Right.
So you lose a body. Gola's up here. He drops off. He hears nothing, but he drops off based on he gets antsy. But here comes the smokes. A Molotov that was attempted to land to the high side did not land on that boost position. Dapper's got 1, jumping, avoiding that spray through, and the site is secured. But you're getting, I mean, you're actually into, do we save? You got this quick kill, so now you got a man advantage, and they're almost able to pick up the next one into the new box.
Yeah.
And now with that early frag, they've got a chance at looking at this, but they've got no kits. This is why I was thinking they would think about saving. But they get the first, and still players on the site are getting picked apart piece by piece. They're not in any really crossfire angles other than at least limiting Ace and painting him into a corner. He's at 3 HP. He's committed to the bomb unless they get the kills and defend themselves. But they successfully do defend, and that lead is now not only taken, but now stretching to 11-3, 13.
And now, you know, RivaL, they made a mistake there. They had 4 players. They had the chance to do the retake, but they dropped two very quickly. Dripper Drown shooting out nice shots.
10 rounds in a row.
It's unfortunate to look at because
this was
yeah.
11-4.
11-4. It's unfortunate to look at that retake because there were 2 players there after their teammates had dropped and they were stuck. Because at that point, even if they wanted to save, they were in positions where if they tried to get out, they would have been shot. So they had to go for it, and they weren't in a position to win it at any point. Dapper, look at this. He's pushing up Banana, but he's going to get caught by the 2 people. Look at this. They're going aggressive up Banana. It almost paid off with the pistols before Neptune gets the double spray down.
That is literally just unlucky. Because Reki had the beat on him. His teammate peeked out, took up his, filled his sights. Couldn't do much other than maybe team kill. Maybe it's worth it. 4 on 3, no kits, but possibility of exit frags here. Kuba's through the construction side right now with the T's setting up for their post plants. In fact, they've got Ace way back, and he is watching his backside. Opa.
It's like he knows.
Opa, Dindimon. 4-pack's the only man left. And, yeah, exit frags is what they're looking for. So they were trying to set up at bottom of Banana. They're trying to set up at CT. They're trying to set up at construction to do what damage they can here and set themselves up for victory later because they weren't going to win that round. Yeah. Their best bet is to just, chip this economy. You've got 2 players, 12K, 10K, is to make some of that money disappear. And
they did a little bit. They pushed out, a good $15,000. So
right.
I guess it's something.
So what is this? 10 rounds in a row for Dripper Drown.
Yeah.
11-4
yeah.
to 11-14.
Yeah, 10 rounds in a row. This is the point where RivaL has to pull it back. If they're not able to win this round, I would venture to say this game is over. They don't have the economy to force buy something effective again. But that's going to be Reki, and he's not going to let it go just yet. He finds 2 and almost the 3rd. Dazzle finally trading him out. Kuba from CT spawn going to find Dapper as well. So now Dazzle with 6 HP and AWP and Ace.
Yep, goes land dodge law too. Dazzle drops his rifle and picks up the op.
Yep, land dodge law,
Yeah. Sometimes things stick with you, man.
What a great play coming out from Reki. He knows that RivaL needs this round to stay in this game, and he's making it happen. Kuba was able to pick up one as well and make it even more difficult for Dripper Drown to claw their way back in. Ace inside of the apartments and his buddy Dazzle with the AWP from middle with the bomb. There's 2 players from RivaL to contest this bomb site.
They lost the 2v5 before. This one looks better for RivaL, especially with 4-pack making that. 1v4 at 6, 1v3 at 6. Now, you still have P-Trip holding angles, but you have 45 seconds to play with. But I like what RivaL's doing right here. They lost that player initially, and they pushed their number 3 player Gola all the way down to bottom Banana. So there's nowhere that Dazzle could go right now that would lead him to take a victory on this round. Time's evaporating, and they have removed every piece of territory that he could own.
Yeah, he's trapped, and see, with RivaL being able to take that map control, he's stuck on the site. He's going to be able to get a bomb plant.
It's a great play from Gola. There goes the Molly.
He's got 1 HP to spare.
It's hot.
AWP 1 on 3. The bomb is planted, and there's 2 people moving up Speedway. The number 3 man Gola from behind, going to find him from the apartments, take him down, and Team RivaL, first round of the half, and they're back in the game.
And they get a double op.
They do get a double op. That's exactly what you want.
Okay. So you put 1 op on B site.
1 op on B.
If you can, put that op on car. You fire off car. You hold the next angle. You fall back and hold the next angle.
It's like the
Funshine fall back.
They didn't, but they did get a good mid spawn. They should have thrown this off to Kuba, but they're not going to do it.
This is so scary though. Even if you get a good spawn, it's so bold to take the peak top mid with an op. Yeah, see, he even hesitates here. It's too much. The T's can get there
so fast.
Even if the CTs have a great spawn, the T's can still get there in time. So this is double op play. They were using one of the ops to look at least to the angle towards alt mid. And you lose your first body. So now Reki shows that one of the ops is on B site. And Dripper Drown might recognize that there's a double op in play, considering they dropped one at the end of the round. But they lean A. Now they're going to use the rifles to do some of the legwork. Dazzle finds 4-pack first, and he'll throw a smoke for Moto.
Yeah, and P-Trip let that op shot ring out, so they definitely know that there's a double op in play. Kuba's
I don't know what Shut Up was doing there.
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure how he...
Maybe he was blinded. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Sure. 4-on-3, RivaL in the lead. Both AWP still up, but Dazzle, he's sneaking his way up this boiler's side, and he doesn't come on Kuba yet, and Kuba's going to find him.
Angle from Kuba.
That was beautiful.
You do not anticipate that one, because by the time you've cleared the site out, he's standing perfectly behind that pillar. By the time you're like, okay, site's clear, time to check the ninja position, and once he does, he's wide enough that that pillar is now exposed, so the pillar player takes you. CT throws a real deep Molotov, and they get one.
Yeah, Dripper Drown, they tried to rotate over to B and make it happen. Ace is
going
to find a second one, and that's going to give him the bomb plant.
Filthy.
He's going to take this peek against the op, and he gets legged, but he's still alive. He's going to get that bomb plant. 15 seconds left, and the bomb is planted. 2-on-1. Kuba and P-Trip got to retake this Ace only with 3 HP and an HE grenade to work with, but he does drop that smoke.
That is an Opper playing against what he expects an Opper to do. But Kuba is able to come in on the wounded Ace. But Ace's peak right there against Construction was that was actually perfect. Because he knows. I mean, he's an Opper himself.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, this guy's going to be playing on this position. He just pump fakes him on the shoulder, baits out the shot, and swings wide for the kill. But Team RivaL getting 2 rounds in a row now have at least the ship, which was capsizing. Right. It was almost completely upside down underwater, has now come almost to level. 13-14.
Only 1 round behind for Team RivaL, and we've got one more 5 AK buy coming from Dripper Drown. I think this will be the last one before the economy breaks. Nothing just yet. There's a lot of Molotovs going up Banana. Reki's going to find Dapper first shot of the game, but he's burning alive, and he takes 80 damage from that Molotov.
Get out of dodge.
4-on-5. RivaL in the lead. 2 AWPs up.
Still.
2 players in middle. 1 pushing his way into the apartments on the T side. That's Neptune. And then we have Shot Up hanging towards bottom Banana, making sure Team RivaL doesn't get too greedy and try and push their way down.
So P-Trip's playing Moto.
Yeah.
So they're giving bracket control to Dripper Drown. And this is RivaL has been the whole game. Like we were talking about, they're not taking territory that's inherently given to the T side. Like they're not pushing deep into the apartments. They're not looking in alt mid, nothing like that. And they're just like, see, look at Kuba. They're waiting till they see the whites of their eyes before they open fire.
Right. I love this position from P-Trip with that AWP. I think the library op is such an effective defensive position. And just take a look at that angle he's watching. It's not going to work. They're not going to choose to go arch side at all, but Shot Up, the trades are coming out. P-Trip will find run 4-pack, he'll find 2, and Shot Up will find 1. Response Ace all alone. He's going to get legged, but what a spray transfer. Not going to matter as RivaL ties it up, but that was impressive nonetheless.
I love how he didn't commit. He didn't commit to library. He knew. He's like, oh, well, that target's disappeared. Transfer to next. 14 up. We are going the distance to the end of regulation. I always get those words confused. Relegation and regulation.
What is the definition of relegation?
Relegation is like when you if you're going from the pro league and you're the worst of the worst, you get relegated down to the lower level, or you get relegated up in the relegation.
Gotcha. P-Trip opening frag. That's exactly what they need. Team RivaL. They're pulling this game back. 4-on-5.
I don't even
5 CZs. Oh my goodness, what a trade. Dazzle and Neptune find 1, but Reki burns one alive. That's his second Molotov this game. 3-on-2, and the bomb's going down. They both have M4s now, the side of Dripper Drown.
So RivaL have been playing this passive strat, and Dripper Drown are walking like right into it. There's almost that you can't not walk into it. Dazzle's now playing an off-angle construction. Gets a dink, but it's not enough. But they do get a bomb plant. That was just CZs and some armor.
They've got to go for this tie now.
Yeah, they
overtime.
They virtually gave it. They gave the 15th to RivaL. They were looking for the extra influx of cash, and they do retrieve that. And they go into the final round with the AKs. They can get an op, and they do. Shot Up purchases it, throws it over to Ace, and this is where rubber's going to meet the road. And I don't even prefer the way RivaL's playing these CT strats right now. I mean, they're deep in pit, not peeking. They're deep in sight, not peeking. Like they're waiting until Dripper Drown touch foot on the site. not playing those long angles.
They
so that,
chose to do the
that
opposite
neuters,
of what I told
that
them to do.
neuters the AK,
Yeah.
that neuters aces op. Like, RivaL have adapted and overcome into a atypical strategy that's played out perfectly.
That's the opening frag. RivaL's looking to take this game away. 16-14. We're in the last round of regulation for this RivaL Dripper Drown. But Dazzle is going to be able to find the head of P-Trip and equalize the frags as they move their way up the A-bomb site. 4-on-4, 2 players to defend. That's Kuba and 4-Pack, the typical A players for the entirety of the game.
Reki's coming down Speedway now. He'll be able to reinforce Kuba and 4-Pack to sight soon enough. A smoke slows this down, so actually Dripper Drown can turn their attention and take this fight against Reki, who they've now made eye contact with. And Dapper gets a grenade in, not going to finish the job. And now they, with this Moto smoke, they boldly go through it where no T's gone before, and they lose almost everybody but Ace. And Dazzle now to sight, a 2-on-2, bomb planted safely and deeply into the sight. And there's a lot of damage dealt there, and it's going to be up to Ace. He would much rather have an AK here, and he recovers it, but he's shot in the back. And Team RivaL take an awesome win in 30 rounds. They went on a huge drought. I think it was, what, it was 10 rounds in a row they dropped. And Dripper Drown ended up taking the lead. It was 4-11 in the half. Then it was 14-11 after 10 rounds in a row. And then the game ends 16-14.
That was absolutely just a roller coaster of a game. Team RivaL, excellent job, able to pull their way up by their bootstraps and finish that game off. I can tell you that my heart is racing now.
Good game. That was actually a really good game.
That was, and even that last round, every round.
Closest game
down.
we've seen that wasn't a tie. And in the group stages, we don't have overtime. It just goes to a tie, and you go to round differential out of groups. But a fantastic matchup. I'm thoroughly impressed with the guys at RivaL. I'm actually going to go check out their record in ESCA. I assume they're either open or main.
I think they're main. I don't know.
Okay, at that, I mean, they're playing well. I assume it's going to be at least main, because probably I might see them next season in the Mountain too. But that was the last game in the groups, is what I'm being told right now.
So pretty soon, I think we're seeding things, and then, I don't know, my guess would be probably 45 minutes or so. We should be getting into the quarter.